Biden has made it clear that there won't be any direct consequences for Mohammed bin Salman for murdering Khashoggi. Unfortunately, the visit is the equivalent of a presidential pardon for murder, and MBS would perceive it as the Biden-issued license to kill more Khashoggis.
It is betrayal for Jamal Khashoggi, for Yemen, and a betrayal of what the Democratic Party stood for over the last 3 years.
One day he's calling the Saudi crown prince names, and the other, Joe Biden's apparently on his way to Riyadh to ask him for a favor. Washington's begging Saudi Arabia to lower global oil prices by increasing production.
I think he will meet with the Saudi crown prince. He has asked for all suppliers around the globe to increase production. That includes OPEC, that includes our domestic oil and gas producers. He is asking for an increase like other leaders around the globe. Except
Biden himself says he's not actually going to be meeting with the crown prince.
I'm not going to Riyadh. I'm going to an international meeting. If you're going to be part of it.
It should come as no surprise that there'd be confusion in Washington about where to stand on this. After all, the U.S. president's long had it out for Prince Salman's government, ever since the murder of Saudi dissident journalist Jamal Khashoggi in 2018. On the campaign trail, Biden promised he would pull no punches when it came to disciplining the Saudi pariah state.
Khashoggi was, in fact, murdered and dismembered. And I believe in the order of the Crown Prince. We were going to, in fact, make them pay the price and make them, in fact, the pariah that they are.
At the same time, the mainstream media looks like it's trying to help Biden safely backtrack on all the mean things he said about Prince Salman in the past. Articles about respecting each other's core interests and Biden needing Riyadh have become more and more common as of late. Following the trail of money and oil, though, and the real reason for Biden's 180 becomes crystal clear.
In the near term, the companies have a very powerful market incentive. Prices are high, and their profit margins are high, and what we are encouraging is that they take those and put those profits to work to increase production.
How quickly Washington ditched its moral posturing once its feet were held to the fire. All of a sudden, Saudi Arabia's indiscriminate bombing campaigns in Yemen are of no interest to the United States. The same campaigns that have drawn international condemnation as war crimes and largely have relied on U.S. support. Goes without saying, human rights groups aren't exactly happy about those developments.
There's a part of me that understands why, diplomatically, we've gotten to this point. But it's also frightening and enraging.
Khashoggi's wife isn't exactly thrilled either.
Mr. Biden, you'll soon visit Saudi Arabia as president, where you'll meet with Jamal's heartless executor, dishonoring yourself and Jamal by meeting MBS. If you have to put oil over the principles and expediency over values, can you at least ask where is Jamal's body? Doesn't he deserve a proper burial? And what happened to his killers?
Surely it was easy for Biden to talk about principles before he became president, but problems as big as a global energy crisis sometimes call for sacrifices to be made. Still, going to Saudi Arabia? Whatever happened to exploiting America's own energy resources?
Ahead of his travel to the Middle East next month, we urge the president to prioritize unlocking U.S. energy resources that are the envy of the world, instead of increasing reliance on foreign sources.
This administration is not looking to actual American oil companies like those in Texas, in Midland, Texas, the Keystone Oil Pipeline and the Dakotas in the United States that goes through Canada. All these things that the Biden administration shut down on day one. And so with all of these people, the millions of jobs that it costs, the gas prices soaring, Joe Biden is still going overseas to try to shift the blame to somebody else or to try to find reprieve somewhere else. Anybody other than helping American companies, helping American employees, helping American businesses with our own in-home oil production.